Okonkwo was a strong man in the village of Umuofia. He was famous because he once beat the strongest wrestler in 9 villages. People feared and respected him. But deep inside, Okonkwo feared becoming weak like his lazy father, Onoka. This fear made him harsh and serious. Umuofia was a peaceful place. People farmed yams and followed old traditions. When another village killed a man from Umuofia, they sent a boy, Ikomofuna, as a peace offering. Okonkwo took him into his home. Ikomofuna cried, but over time, he felt safe there. Okonkwo worked very hard to be rich. His father had died poor, leaving him with nothing. So, Okonkwo borrowed yam seeds and farmed with great strength. He hated laziness and didn't want his sons to be like his father. Ikomofuna stayed with Okonkwo's family for 3 years. He became like a big brother to Nwoi, Okonkwo's eldest son. He told stories, helped with work, and brought joy to the house. Nwoi began to act like a man because of him. The village celebrated the New Yam festival. Okonkwo didn't enjoy feast or dancing. He beat his youngest wife for small things. People saw how harsh he was, but no one said much because they feared him. Villagers gathered to watch young men wrestle. It was a fun day, with music and excitement. Everyone clapped and cheered. Nwoi and Ikomofuna watched with wide eyes. It was the kind of day that brought the village together. The village leader said Ikomofuna must be killed. Okonkwo was told not to join in, but he feared looking weak. So, he struck Ikomofuna with his machete when the boy cried for help. Nwoi never felt the same again. Okonkwo was sad inside but didn't show it. He drank palm wine and told himself men should not feel pain. Nwoi, however, began to drift away. He no longer trusted his father or the customs that allowed such cruelty. Ekwifi, Okonkwo's second wife, had lost many babies before. Her daughter, Ezinma, was the only one who lived. She loved Ezinma deeply. When Ezinma became sick, Ekwifi and Okonkwo were very worried. The elders held a trial in the village. People came to watch. The elders wore masks and spoke like spirits. They solved problems and made peace between families. The system was strong and respected. One night, Ezinma went missing. Ekwifi followed the priestess who had taken her. She waited in fear all night until Okonkwo came to take her home. It showed how much both parents loved their child, even if they didn't always show it. There was a big wedding in the village. Music, dancing, and food filled the air. People came together in happiness. Even Okonkwo smiled a little. It reminded everyone of how beautiful village life could be. During a funeral, Okonkwo's gun exploded and killed a young boy. It was an accident, but he had to leave the village for 7 years. The people believed the gods were angry. Okonkwo's world began to fall apart. Okonkwo went to his mother's village. He built a new home and tried to stay strong. But he felt weak for the first time. His dreams of greatness faded. Still, his uncle welcomed him with kindness and wisdom. A friend visited Okonkwo and brought news. White men had come to Umuofia. They brought new religion and spoke of a new god. Some people listened. Others laughed. But the village was changing. Nwoi joined the white men's religion. He liked the stories about love and peace. He hated the killing of twins and innocent boys like Ikomofuna. Okonkwo was filled with rage and disowned him. The white men built a church in the village. They said their god was stronger. Some villagers joined, including the outcasts. Others were angry. Okonkwo felt like everything he believed was under attack. The new religion brought some peace. People didn't fight as much. But it also caused division. Families were broken. Old ways were questioned. The village was no longer one strong family. Okonkwo held a feast before leaving his mother's land. He thanked his relatives. But he was angry that men were now weak and afraid to fight. He still believed strength was everything. Okonkwo returned to Umuofia. He hoped to rebuild his life. But things had changed. The white men had built schools, churches, and courts. Many villagers now followed them. The white men spoke of peace, but they brought rules and power. They punished people who didn't follow their way. Okonkwo felt powerless. He couldn't fight the new world. A convert named Enoch did something bad. He unmasked the village spirit, which was a great crime. The people destroyed the church in anger. Tensions grew between the old and new ways. The white men invited the village leaders to talk. But it was a trap. They were beaten and locked up. The village paid a fine. Okonkwo burned with anger. His hatred for the white men grew. A village meeting was called. Okonkwo hoped for war. When a messenger from the white men arrived, he killed him. He expected others to rise, but they didn't. Okonkwo knew it was over. Okonkwo went home and hung himself. He couldn't live in a world where his people had changed. It was a sad end for a strong man. His people could not even bury him by tradition because it was a sin. The white men saw Okonkwo's death as just another strange case. One of them planned to write a book about the people, but only gave Okonkwo one paragraph. He didn't understand the pain behind the man. The village slowly forgot many old ways. Young people learned the white man's language and culture. The elders were sad but couldn't stop it. The strong roots were slowly cut down. Moi changed his name and studied to be a teacher. He wanted peace, not war. He missed his home but believed in a better life through learning and love. Still, part of his heart stayed in Umuofia. Ezima grew into a wise woman. She remembered her mother's love and her father's pride. She tried to balance the old ways with the new. Her heart held hope for her people. Okonkwo's world fell apart, but his story remained. It was a warning and a lesson. Cultures must grow with time or they may break. His life showed the pain of change and the cost of pride. Moral lessons. Pride can build and destroy. Change is painful but sometimes needed. True strength is not in anger, but in wisdom. Love, peace, and understanding can heal broken hearts. Respecting all cultures builds a better world.